The Cell, 2000, Tarsem Singh. I'm a bit obsessed with this movie right now, so I thought I might talk about it. I don't know why, but I just feel like it. So, I did not expect what this movie was. I like it, though. I love it, in fact, but there's a lot wrong with it. It kind of proves my personal theory that for a movie to be successful, it doesn't have to be successful at everything. So, like for example, I showed, the movie Brain Damage to my friend the other day, and she hated it. She was like, "This is so shit, like it's filmed so badly. I don't understand why it exists. The storyline's like stupid." And I'm like, "But no, but it's so like symbolically dense and it's got so many like ambiguous aspects to it. It's got some really great imagery, and I just like really somehow find the story to be like this really vital kind of visceral thing. There's some great gore in it. I don't know, like there's just something about it." And it's the same with this movie in that, I mean, first of all, in terms of cinematography, it's like A plus. Some beautiful imagery, costume design, it's like off the charts. It's amazing. The story is super underdeveloped. There's an entire subplot about this boy and like Namibian seal hunting that is just completely glossed over, and I only even noticed that there's like a subplot there. It's like a subplot. I only noticed that until I was watching like the European extended release, which by the way took forever to torrent. For fucking ever. Took a million years. Anyway, so story not great. It's kind of generic, and I feel like for the most part, the whole psychologist going into the mind thing, the mindscape thing, is more like to facilitate the beautiful imagery. Otherwise, it's like, why? How else can you sort of make that happen? And so, like, I understand that, maybe this is the first movie I've seen by Tarsem, I think. But I understand that he's very into, like, realizing his, like, visions, possibly more than he's interested in stories. So, I am usually story focused. I'm usually character focused. And another thing about this movie is two of the so there's kind of three main characters, right? Psychologist, the cop, and the serial killer. And like, I found two of those to be pretty boring characters. Kind of generic, like, I didn't really care about them. But the serial killer character I loved. And Vincent D'Onofrio, his acting was really good. I just was so impressed by that. I think he's one of the main reasons that I love this movie, besides like amazingly creative imagery. He's like, I mean, this gonna sound weird because he plays a serial killer, but out of the three Vincent D'Onofrio movies that I've seen that I'm aware of, I might have seen him. He looks so different in everything, which is so unusual because, like, I literally didn't recognize him from the two other things I've seen him in, which is, Full Metal Jacket and Men in Black, because he plays the bug in the human suit. Sugar water. But I didn't recognize him. I was like, where's this guy from? And then I was like, oh shit, yes, I have seen him. He has this kind of recognizable acting style, and there were parts in this that reminded me of the bug guy from Men in Black, but not enough for me to actually recognize him. And I was like, who the hell is this? And why is he amazing? But the weird thing is, I was actually kind of attracted to Vincent D'Onofrio in this. not the serial killer aspect, obviously, and he is obviously playing up the, insanity or whatever, but, like, it's kind of hot. So maybe that's why I love this movie. I don't know. It can't just be that. But, oh my god, if you're gonna get this movie and you like weird horror shit, get the European release. I think Australia has the European extended release or whatever, and in America, I think it's like the Blu-ray release. Well, get it, or get something that has, I don't know, like torrent it. I torrented it, but I warn you, it took me like literally hours. Like, I don't even know how long. Like 4 hours at the least if you just torrent that. If you're trying to get the like extra deleted scenes, I wouldn't even try because it wouldn't let me. I might try again because I want them. I want the special edition shit. I'm sad. I want to get it all for free. Anyway, but in the extended release, so there's this scene where the serial killer suspends himself by the steel rings, like the piercings along his back and his arms and his legs, and he sort of like suspends himself from these like via chains and like masturbates over the body of this dead woman, and it's like is freaky, and it's really like, I don't know why they cut that entire scene because I'm like, this is so like uncomfortable and like weird, and like it belongs in this movie without it. Although they did a weird thing where like in the domestical in the domestic release they had so the scene, the suspension scene, and then it was like separate from all the other scenes, like it was its own contained thing. But in the European one, they had it intercut with the scene of like J-Lo's character just like hanging out, like just having a nice evening and like watching TV and stuff, which is really like funny almost because it's like, this is how I spend my evening. This is how I spend my evening. Like, I don't know, somehow I found that funny. But and also a really unusual choice. I don't know what that was meant to achieve. Maybe make the serial killer seem a lot more crazy in comparison. Not that that was really necessary because he's hanging out with a bleached dead woman. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Watch it. Because I didn't even know that this movie existed, and now my life has been changed by creepy, sexy Vincent D'Onofrio. I'm gonna regret making this video. Bye.